And that question is, who would I be and how would I feel if I already had those things that I desire?
Do you have any advice on knowing instead of believing? Yes, I do, and here it is. So at a certain level, we know that in order to manifest anything into our reality, we have to actually know that it's going to happen. So when we're going through our sessions where we are visualizing this thing, we are visualizing that we have it here now, because that's the only way we're going to manifest it. But the only way that we can transition from that state of belief to knowing is by having trust in the universe. Trusting that the universe is going to bring this thing into our reality in divine timing. As long as we are aligning energetically with this reality that we want to experience, and we are also putting in the work to move toward that reality, the only thing that's going to separate you from that reality is time. That's it. So the key to knowing that this thing is going to happen is trust. Trust in yourself, in your ability, and trust in the universe.
Hey guys, what's a fact that many people don't know but really should know in 2021? I'll start. I actually wasn't aware of this myself until just about 3 years ago, but according to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the largest association of nutritionists in the world, they've clearly stated that a vegan diet is helpful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in the prevention of certain chronic diseases. These diets are also appropriate for all stages of life cycle, and that these diets are environmentally sustainable because they use fewer resources and cause much less environmental damage. Despite this being public knowledge, I still get comments all the time saying that we need meat and eggs, or dairy even, to survive. Unless you think you know more than these nutritionists, I really wouldn't be saying that we need meat anymore. It's unfortunate that this isn't just common knowledge, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think and feel free to comment below.
Instead of forced labor, we are allowed to have the illusion of education, and we are allowed to choose our own profession. This illusion of freedom and this illusion of choice makes us more productive. The more productive we are, the more taxes we can pay. We are all just small cogs in a massive machine. We are their slaves. We are their debt slaves. So like any slave, why would they ever tell us the truth? Knowledge is power, and he who holds the knowledge holds the power. They pretended to give us educations, but all it was a watered-down curriculum designed to prevent your mind from reaching its true potential. All it was government indoctrination, and people gobbled up lie after lie. All these lies serve one master agenda, and that's to remove God from creation. Their answer for a randomly created, godless universe was the Big Bang Theory, which requires spherical-shaped stars and planets formed through gravity to even be plausible.
Are we all living in a computer simulation created by super-intelligent beings? A Swedish philosopher proposed that very idea back in 2003, but now a new theory is taking things one crazier step further, suggesting that we are living in a simulation made of pure thought. As in, we aren't living in a supercomputer, but rather everything you do and see and taste, everything, it's just information in an idea. In other words, you aren't physically real, nothing else is either. Is your mind blown yet? Kennedy recently discussed this theory with best-selling author, professor, and theoretical physicist Dr. Michio Kaku. Check it out.
So tell me about the idea of immaterialism manifesting as our universe.
Well, we've all seen the movie The Matrix, and then you begin to wonder, computer games are getting...
You feel the wind, but you can't see the wind. Humans are the only species that every time the wind blows, they resist it because they can't understand it, because they can't see it. But the true natural world is the unseen manifesting itself in the seen. The unseen creates the seen. So one must not always depend on thought. One must not always depend on intellect. One must always be flowing, be present, because when you are present, you get the keys to the source of all that you see. But if you are always resisting the wind that is blowing right now, you will never get the wind that you feel. To feel the unseen and to see the unseen, you must be present.
It isn't unspiritual to argue with somebody. It only becomes an issue on your spiritual path when you allow the argument to stay with you.
You have no idea how powerful your thoughts are. Let's take a look. The best way to illustrate this was done in 1995 by a group of Harvard researchers. They took a group of volunteers who had never played piano before and split them up into two groups. The first group played an exercise for 2 hours a day for 5 days. The second group did the exact same thing, except they were not allowed to touch a piano. In fact, they could only do it through thought alone, and they couldn't move their fingers. And the results were astounding. The before and after brain scan showed the exact same thing for both groups: new neural circuits and neural programming in the brain. Both groups could play the piano and their brain showed physical evidence. Here's what a real-time brain scan looks like. So now it's time to start being consciously aware of the thoughts that you do have and the thoughts that you don't want, because that's how powerful the mind can be when it's trained.